So what do you do?
I'm a clutch assistant, so that's the clutch guy. He's finishing it up if you want to come over here.
Yep.
So I take care of the flywheels and putting the packs in. He's doing the pressure plate and the donut, which has all the levers where the throw-out bearing and everything comes out against it. So that's basically the torque for this whole thing.
I mean, this thing, the clutch is the right?
Yep.
That's the stuff that makes it work, how fast it hooks up, how quick it engages, and determines whether you go down the track or you sit there and spin the tires.
It either wants to go or it doesn't.
Yep.
Or it wants to go boom.
And that's his micrometer there, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good and tight.
Yeah, when we're pulling this out, after the run, it's probably around 1,100 degrees when I'm pulling it out of there.
Okay, yeah. So
and I'll have it over there on the table, and you can just put your hand over it. You could probably roast a marshmallow or cook an egg on it if you wanted.
And it changes every run, right?
Yep. We can have this thing out in probably, 3 minutes or less, maybe, give or take. And it takes our whole team to tear it down to where it is now and back together in about 35, 40 minutes.
I know we were just over with the Mercier thing and said they wait till the last thing and you got to change things depending on the temperature, humidity, track conditions. So you don't just put it together in the morning and then run.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So basically every running the same engine, clutch.
Yeah.
It's the tune.
Yep. So our crew chiefs get to make those little detailed calls, and so they're looking at the water granules in the air and everything else, track temperature.
It's not just show up, put your foot to the floor and let her rip. It don't work that way anymore. At 300 miles an hour.
Right. So we're home every other week or every 2 weeks or so, and then we're on the road again. When we used to go to Colorado, we'd call that the West Coast swing because we'd hit Colorado, Seattle, then Sonoma.
Yep.
And we're usually gone for about a month before we're back home. So after this race, we'll be off for a weekend, but we actually go out to Bob's dealership and he has a car show, and we'll get this out and do a little thing for the fans, and then we'll go to the next 2 races. So we'll be gone for about 3 weeks at that point. So by the time we come back home. So after we go to Maple Grove and then Charlotte, we'll come back home, which is here, do some work for that week, and then we'll go out to, I believe, St. Louis, come back, and then we'll go to Dallas, then come back, Vegas.
That's a long haul.
Yeah, and then Vegas and Pomona, California.
So you guys fly and then the trucks take the stuff out, or you guys
all of us drive these trucks.
Okay.
So, hey, there's Bob.
Hey, how's it going? Pleasure to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
You guys got quite the operation going here.
Thank you. Yeah, we've got a great team.
So you obviously didn't start out in funny car.
No, I started actually driving stock Mustangs.
Really?
Yep, got my license then I stepped up, got my license in some super comp cars with Roy Hill Drag Racing School. Then moved up into pro stock. Never raced competitively in pro stock, but got licensed. And then raced competitively in alcohol funny car.
Okay.
Which is an incredible car to learn how to drive in, one of these. They run slow, only 268 miles
I know,
an hour.
we watched them last night.
Yeah.
They're almost as loud as the
Yeah,
top fuel.
they're great, incredible car. Very difficult car to drive, actually. And then I moved into this car in 2008, and now we got the fastest one on the planet right here.
Right on.
Yep. Yeah, these are incredible machines. Did you watch these yesterday?
Yeah, we watched them.
Yeah.
I watched the first round the night before, when they're doing the night one. First time I'd ever seen one, man. I just about peed myself.
Yeah.
What the F was that just happened?
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
I'm sitting there filming them going, I'm not going to flinch. I'm not going to flinch. And pretty wild.
Yeah, they're wild machines. We got the fastest speed ever at 341 miles per hour. Yesterday we ran 336 miles per hour.
And that's bad air. I mean,
bad air. Yeah, no, it's hard to make power, even though we run on nitromethane. It's still an air pump.
Yeah.
And you need air to make power. So it was a good run considering those conditions. But it's going to get better today. You can feel the air better, right?
Yeah.
And then tomorrow will be even better. So these cars will go even faster.
I mean, so you guys do four qualifying runs here or 5?
So today it's 5 for the whole weekend. And today is 3. We're in the Pep Boys call out. So if we win, we'll run 3 times today. for 100,000. So it's a big day today. Got to win some money.
So you guys will be tearing this thing apart 3 times.
Yeah, if you win, yes, yep.
Okay, well I know you guys are busy. We don't
All
want
right.
to take up any
So
more
nice
of
to
your
meet
time.
you guys.
Bob.
Thanks for
Pleasure.
coming out.
Thank you
Always
very much.
a pleasure.
Yeah. Good luck.
So Sean told me you drove all the way across Canada, and then the last one you drove down here.
Yeah, we did 1,200 kilometers the last day to get here. 14 hours in a 64 Chevelle, but she's sweet.
No doubt. And you're going right back up, what, tomorrow or the next day?
As soon as the races are over, I got to go see my 90-year-old aunt in Winnipeg on the way back to BC.
And then we're going to Vulcan.
What?
And we're going to
All
Vulcan.
right, and then we're go and visit this guy and his plow. Whatever.
You're going to see him up on the track. You're going to go ahead and so you got a Chevelle now.
Oh, yeah.
It is down.
Yeah, but it's a 4-door, don't count. I mean, I'm mostly Dodge, but I mean, there's no way I'm driving a big block Dodge across 2 countries. It ain't gonna happen.
It's all good.
And at least my little 64 Chevelle 327, 5-speed Tremec, speed tech suspension.
Yeah.
You just put your arm on the thing and you drive, right? Pro car seats, so it's not like there's no way I drive 14 hours a day with a 64 low back bucket.
How do you feel being surrounded with all our blue ovals that we have here in this building?
And I've got a couple
Henry Ford
Fords.
stuff, yeah?
We just on the shows coming up. We did a 55 T-Bird with a 65 390 police interceptor and a Tremec rack and pinion, narrow 9-inch. Right? I like them all. It's just Dodge is up in Canada. I don't know down here, but Dodge guys are nuts.
Yeah.
They'll spend the money. You can sell a shell for $20,000.
Yeah.
Right, a good shell.
Yeah.
Try doing that with a Chevelle.
Stop.
I mean, fastback Mustang's okay. You can get the money or a Shelby or something special, but
Well, do you know, so Tasker, Bob's grandfather, Bob Tasker Sr., was the originator of the Cobra Jet.
no way.
Yeah, so Tasker's the Cobra Jet up in New England is where so Tasker was souping up those cars up there back in the 50s, and Henry Ford II was wanting to know what was going on with them selling so many Mustangs out northeast.
Oh, yeah.
And so he finally told me, like, yeah, your engines are, they're not doing well for us up here, so we shipped them up and made the Cobra Jet.
Oh, cool.
They made that deal, so yeah, this is the family from the Cobra Jet, so yeah. You know
Oh,
that,
there you
yeah,
go. There's a little bit of American automotive history.
If you go in our trailer on this side, there's a collage of the wall that has all the old cars, the Mystery 9s, the Mystery 80s, Cobra Jets and all that, yeah. So,
Right on.
yeah. Well, right on. Thanks for coming
Oh,
on.
no, thanks for the tour and thanks for
We
being
get a pic.
involved.
You mind me if I get a pic with you?
Not a problem.
Sean, come in here too, man.
Here.
Are you good?
I got the
You got a
monkey.
longer arm?
I got under. Look at that. I got one more. There we go.
You're a pro at this, bro.
Oh, my. Do it 1,000 times a day.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, right on. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Good luck on the ride. Well,
I don't need luck.
Wish me luck.
Yeah, wish
him.
him. He's the one that tries like a little canyon carving.
You should get him right behind the header on the start line.
yeah, if you're up there, you want to come up.
Well, what do you need?
Right, you stand there with you get the f***ing laid back headers.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you're
once
good.
we're in the content zone, he'll just grab you out of there.
Okay,
work
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, we'll be standing right there.
The Nitro 20 car, that's our class.
Yeah, because Mercier's going to get us up there for the top fuel, too. So, yeah, I
Yeah,
want
right on. You get
to
both.
feel the burn.
100%.
Right on.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Okay, awesome.
Come in there too.
Thank you.
Hey. We want to go watch the Bob Tasca funny car fire up. A couple minutes. Let's go.
I've been watching you for a long time.
Oh, you enjoy it?
That looks like the guy from West Valley.
Yeah, we're down here. Buddy invited us down. Pretty
Got to
cool
go
place.
where the horsepower
No
is.
shit.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you too.
I'm an old motor man. I love when you work on the old motors.
Well, we did a 69 Roadrunner convertible last year. This winter on YouTube, we'll be doing an FM 370 Charger.
I've got a 74 Charger in my garage.
Oh yeah, cool.
Looks like it's been sitting in your valley for about 20 years old.
Wow. Cool. They're all cool.
It's a
Pleasure meeting you, sir.
I have a question. My fiance will his pants if I get a photo with you.
Okay. Tell him.
What's his name?
My name's Austin.
Austin, and your name's?
Katie.
Katie.
Michael, hold on.
Hey, Austin, hanging out with your lovely old lady, Katie. You should be here, but I guess I'll just have to take your place for a while. You snooze, you lose. Have a great day.
Here's your photo.
Yeah, thank you.
One of these days, I'm going to get shot.
Decent Eddie, right?
No. Somebody thought I was Sammy Hagar yesterday. And I'm way better looking than Sam.
That guy's decent Eddie. I'm like, that's
No, it's not.
Thank you.
Okay, my pleasure. You have a great day. Sure, we're taking it.
Look at mom. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, thank you. You guys have a great day. Is it true you do your best work on your knees?
Yeah.
How long before fire up?
We already just did it.
Okay.
So we're just waiting. Get it on the ground.
When are you guys running? 1 o'clock. We'll see you there. Okay.
Can I bother you for a autograph, please? Anywhere you want. Thank you very much.
My
sir.
pleasure. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
This is Bob's mom and dad, Bob Taska Jr. and Jane Taska.
Okay, good. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet
I heard
you.
all about you.
Oh, yeah, well, it's all lies. Just
No,
none of
I
the
don't
bullshit.
believe it.
Tell me a little bit more about the Chevelle, because I couldn't get deep into the...
Okay, yeah, for our YouTube channel, we got invited to a car show 5 years ago. Then COVID hit. So that's, do you know where New Brunswick is?
Sure.
But anyway, so they had a big car show in Fredericton to raise funds for a hospital cancer fund. So they invited us out again. This spring, we'd already driven to Toronto, to Vegas, and back in a 502 powered 68 Chevelle. So I said, I'm not doing that again. So we drug a 64 Malibu SS 4-speed convertible out of my field after 30 years. We rebuilt it, and we've driven it from Vancouver to Newfoundland to here.
Wow,
many
that's
miles
pretty
is
cool.
that?
By the time we get home, it'll be about 20,000 kilometers. So 15,000 miles.
Well, it's great
Run
meeting
good?
you.
Oh, 327 TKX, got speed tech
Air
suspension.
conditioning?
Oh yeah, we'll put the top down, buddy.
Well, one of the other story, I wanted you to talk about the Cobra Jet and your family's...
Yes, what's the history? They were telling me, you guys,
My father actually put the car together.
yep,
Okay, he had a 67 Mustang notchback
yep.
with a 390 in it.
First year for the 390.
390, souped up a little bit. We went out to dinner with some Ford people, and my brother and I, with this mechanic, took the car out. And when I give you the whole story, when we put it in drive, we put it in one. We floored it. It never shifted. We blew the engine up. My father was very unhappy. So what he did, he went to the parts manager. He says, now listen, I want you to order me a Police Interceptor 428 short block, but don't say anything. So we put that in the car, we put a better set of heads on it,
Yep,
came up with a camshaft, we call it the C-Stock cam, that Ford helped them with. That bigger valve. The reason Chevrolets were faster than the Fords is an engine nothing but an
air pump, that's right.
A 327 Chevrolet engine would run the ass off a 394.
Really?
Yeah. Ford made engines for trucks. General Motors made engines for trucks and cars.
Yeah.
It flew. It flew, and the people in Detroit didn't believe it. So we drove the car to the test track. My father, Billy Loomis, Carl, and I. We beat everything at the test track. They said, we want the car. We want to take it apart. I said, I used all 4 parts. You didn't invent anything. You just put a combination together that was really,
working.
really, really good. The nice thing about the 428 versus the 427, it was less expensive. And the 427 had, you know, bigger bore, shorter stroke. The 428 had a longer, smaller bore, longer stroke.
So more grunt.
More torque.
Yes.
And it worked really good with an automatic transmission. And the car flew, so they said, we want the powertrain. I said, well, I drove this car out here. I got to drive something home. He said, well, but I'll handle it, my father. So he went into the engine and foundry. He ended up getting Lloyd Ruby's 427 tunnel port engine that only had a few laps on it because he wrecked the car in Lamar. So we put a 427 tunnel port in it, special Weisman rear axle, special automatic transmission. So he went home with a better powertrain than he gave Ford. And they duplicated the 428 and they call it a Cobra Jet.
Well, that's a pretty amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
That's American racing history.
Yeah, a lot of history.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for sharing that story with us.
And then we had the original, for how many they bought, white standard Mustangs, the first group of Cobra Jets they built.
Yep.
I think my father bought 10 of them.
So your father had a Ford dealership.
Yeah, we still do.
Oh, really?
Tasker Ford.
Okay.
You look up Bob Tasker Sr.,
Yep.
Tasker Ford's a lot of history.
Okay.
And then my father got Ford in racing in 1962, drag racing. And, I came out here in 1962. I was 10 and a half years old. First time out here.
I'm glad you guys got to meet.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you
I gotta
wanna-
watch your show.
Yeah, well, okay, it's okay. You don't have to. I gotta come visit your garage.
Hey,
That
listen.
would be amazing.
Yes.